A dangerous plan had begun in the kingdom. A proud man wanted power. A good man refused to bow. And soon, an entire people would be in danger. But in the palace, there was someone who could help.
Come along, it's story time today. Open hearts, open minds, we're learning.
I don't want to be late for Auntie Esther's storytelling class. I wonder what story she will tell us today. Possibly an interesting one, and a moral lesson to go with it. Hey you! Yes you! Why don't you join us for the class? Yes, come on, let's go!
Will you join other children today in class? Don't forget to come with your Bible, jotter, pen. We have a lot to learn. See you in class.
Life was peaceful in the kingdom again. Queen Esther had been crowned and everyone was happy. But that peace did not last. Soon, King Ahasuerus promoted a man named Haman and gave him a very important position. He gave him a position higher than the other officials. Haman became powerful, more powerful than all the other leaders. The king gave a command that whenever Haman passed by, everyone had to bow down. And so, each day at the palace gate, the servants would bow low. But there was one man who did not bow. His name was Mordecai. Day after day, Mordecai stood tall.
Mordecai, why don't you bow when Haman is passing? Why won't you obey the king's command?
That's true, I also noticed it. What is your problem with Haman?
But Mordecai would not change his mind.
That Jew never acknowledges me. Doesn't he know who I am? I will deal with him.
When Haman saw that Mordecai refused to bow, he became very angry. But he did not only want to punish Mordecai, he wanted something much worse. Mordecai was a Jew, so Haman made a terrible plan to destroy all the Jewish people. Men, women, and children. No one would be spared. Haman went to the king and said,
May you live long, my king. There is a group of people in your kingdom who follow different laws. They do not obey the king. If it pleases you, let a law be written to destroy them. What? In this kingdom? Who are they? Do whatever you need to do to rectify it. You have my full permission.
The king agreed. He gave Haman his royal ring. This meant Haman now had the power to make the law. Soon, letters were sent all across the kingdom. The message was frightening. On a certain day, all the Jewish people could be attacked and destroyed. The news spread quickly. People were confused. People were afraid. And when Mordecai heard the news, Mordecai tore his clothes. He put on sackcloth and ashes. And he cried loudly in the city. All across the kingdom, the Jewish people wept. They prayed. They fasted. They did not know what would happen to them. Soon, the news reached the palace. Servants told Esther that Mordecai was crying at the gate. Esther was troubled.
Give this to Mordecai, ask him to wear this and come to me in the palace. We can discuss whatever is wrong.
She sent clothes for him, but he refused them. So Esther sent a messenger to find out what was wrong. Mordecai told him everything. Then he sent a message back to Esther.
Please tell Queen Esther that is the situation. She must go to the king and ask for help.
No one can go to the king without being invited. If I go, I could die.
What am I to do? I'm so afraid. This is also overwhelming. I don't know what to do.
Tell Esther, do not think you will escape in the palace. Maybe you became queen for a time like this.
She thought carefully. For a time like this. Then she made a brave decision.
Tell him to gather all the Jews. Tell them to fast and pray for 3 days. I will also fast. Then I will go to the king.
So the people prayed. They waited. 3 days passed. Then Esther put on her royal clothes. She stood outside the king's court. Her heart was beating fast. Would the king accept her? Or would she be punished?
Queen Esther, what a lovely sight you are. How are you, my dear? Esther, what do you want? Even if it is to half of my kingdom, I will give it to you.
If it pleases the king, come to a dinner I have prepared. And please bring Haman with you, my king.
At the dinner, the king asked again what Esther wanted.
Tell me, what do you want? I will give you even to half of my kingdom.
King, let me host you and Haman another dinner tomorrow night.
Haman left feeling proud and important. But as he walked home, he saw Mordecai, still standing, still not bowing. Haman became furious again. At home, he said,
I have power. I have honor. The queen invited only me. Mordecai will not bow to me.
Build very tall gallows. Then, tomorrow, go to the king and ask to hang Mordecai on it.
Haman liked the idea. He ordered the gallows to be built. Everything seemed to be going his way. But that very night, something unexpected was about to happen. The king could not sleep. And what he would discover would change everything. Find out in the next episode.
Children, it's time for our memory verse for today. Our memory verse for today is taken from the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 14, and it says, Who knows, you may have been chosen for this position for such a time as this. Now, children, repeat after me. Esther, chapter 4, verse 14.
Esther chapter 4, verse 14. Who knows, you may have been chosen for this position for such a time as this.
Children, our moral lesson for this episode is this: you must not be afraid. Whenever you find yourself in a situation where you are afraid, get down on your knees and pray to God. Ask Him for help. Ask Him for a divine solution like He gave to Esther. He will always help you. Psalm chapter 46 verse 1 says, He is our ever-present help in time of trouble. Secondly, you must be courageous. Queen Esther was so afraid of what the king's reaction would be when he saw her without an invitation, that she almost didn't take an action. Guess what? He was not only happy to see her, he promised to do whatever she wanted no matter how the price. God went ahead of her because she was courageous and took a step. Joshua chapter 1:9 says, Be strong and of good courage, do not be afraid, nor dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Remember, dear children, we must be courageous even in the face of fear. Lastly, we must not be wicked. No, wickedness must not be a part of you. Haman was so wicked that he wanted to destroy an entire race because of his hatred of one man. Haman had power and was ready to misuse it. Children, when God gives you power and influence in your school, say your classmates love you, they listen to you, etc. You mustn't use it for selfish gain. You must use it to bless and not destroy. This especially goes to children who love to bully those who are weaker than them. You must stop it. Jesus doesn't approve of it. Use your power and influence for positive things. Children, what did you learn from today's episode? Tell your parents and let them write it in the comments section.